Today, I want to get down and dirty with you. I want to lead you through an experience on traumas and trigger responses. Building on to last week's lesson about offense, we're going to go a bit deeper today. And if this is of interest to you and you want to dive into this, please stay tuned. My name is Paul Lemire. I'm founder of Lemire Leadership Solutions, and this is your leadership lesson of the week. Grab a pencil or a pen and something to write on. And I'm going to give you permission to pause this video as often as you need to reflect and to ponder. I'm going to lead you through an exercise where I give you permission to stop and think about your thinking. It's called metacognition. I used to teach my 8th graders this. Becoming aware of what we're thinking about. First thing I want to talk about is religion. Religion and politics, those things create some triggers for many, many people, most of us. Especially in today's emotionally charged world where everything is politicized. And religion is so deeply embedded and woven into the fabric of politics these days. I am a Christian, and I'm very open about that. I'm not ashamed of it. It's who I am. Everything that I live for and from starts from my foundation as a follower of Jesus Christ. Now I want you to stop and I want you to think about the response that you have by me talking about those things. The word Christian alone for many invokes fear, could be harsh anger, bitterness, criticism. You may be thinking of things like hypocrisy, or you could be like me and you have a sense of peace. You think of some of the deepest, most committed relationships that you've ever had. You think about healing and wholeness and friendship. I want you to stop and process through the emotions that are coming up right now because of what I'm talking about. Without going too deep on this, there are some things that immediately came up. I want you to think about memories. Are you in a certain place? Are there certain people that come to mind? Maybe a mom or a grandparent that were very forceful about pushing religion on you, that made you uncomfortable, that made you angry and actually pushed you away. I want you to think into those things. Maybe it was a good memory. Maybe it was a parent or a grandparent that actually loved you into your faith and loved you into a relationship that has changed your life for the better. Feel free to pause this. Next thing I want to do is dive into the realm of politics. And all I'm going to say is Democrat and Republican. 2 words again. And again, I want you to jot that word down. The one that really, both of them actually, one of them is going to, but both of them are going to create some things that are good or bad, or a combination of both. What's coming up for you? Who are the people that come to mind? Maybe some politicians that you loathe. We have gotten to the point where we either love or we hate those that lead our nation right now. To the point that we've got vulgar flags that fly from people's vehicles and from people's homes about what they feel about the President of the United States. No matter how you feel about that, there are emotional responses that are around these things. So let's get into what we can do with these things. Number 1, the first thing we need to do is deal with them for ourselves. It's all about self-leadership. The worst thing you can do is pussyfoot around these things because you've got these things that are in your own heart. I know leaders that say, well, we don't talk about these issues. I've got triggers myself, okay? If you have triggers yourself, the worst thing you can be doing is making up excuses of why you're staying in those triggers and why you're not helping your people come through those things. I want to encourage you to find a therapist, to find somebody who can walk you through and ask you some really important questions to help walk you through healing in those areas so that you can be more effective. That's first and foremost. Secondly, you need to build relationships. Did I say that you need to build relationships? I can't stress that enough. Relationships are at the core of effective leadership. And especially when we're talking about these deep level pain points, without building influence and relationship to a deep and profound level, you will never, ever be able to lead your people through these places. There will be walls that come up and they will shut down every time they think that you're going to talk about these things, and you'll never get them past the roadblocks in their lives. So building relationships, and if you're a new leader, Don't dive right into these right away. The worst thing you can do is start off by giving advice right when you've built just a little bit of influence. Go deep. Keep that coaching hat on. Ask those probing questions. And when your people are starting to come to you and asking you for advice, asking if they can talk to you about some complex issues about their home lives, about their spouse, about their children, then you know you've reached a deep place because they're actually coming to you for advice. That's when you know that you're coming into a high level of leadership influence that's going to really make an impact in people's lives, and that's going to actually help you to see that bottom line increase exponentially. This is where consistency begins to compound. But don't dive in right away with that. Keep that coaching hat on. Work around these issues and invest in them, add to them, pour into them so that they know that they're liked by you, that they can trust you, that you value them, you understand them. I hope this has helped. If you are getting value from these weekly videos, please subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my monthly mailing list where I will mail out the last day of every month something to get you thinking about the month coming, to get you thinking about your leadership and what you can be doing differently. Everything can be found in the description of this video, and I am looking forward to seeing you next week.